So first of all, I'm very happy to see all of you today. So my name is Colin，咁我係TUTTEE Academy 嘅 Bio Head 嚟嘅。咁今日都好多謝Pearson 啦，咁都 invite 咗我嚟呢度咧，就俾一個好 quick 嘅 workshop 即係點樣去 prepare for 嚟緊嘅 IAL Biology 啦，同埋 most importantly 點樣去攞到個 A star in the public examination。OK， 咁咧我都會首先簡單講一講成個 subject 先。咁for Pearson Edexcel 嘅 IAL 咧。無論係biology 都好啦，定係無論係chemistry 定係 physics 都好啦，總共係有6份 paper 嘅。OK， 咁paper 1、2、3、4、5、6啦。咁 paper 1、2咧就係 core 嚟嘅，咁 paper 4、5咧都係個 core 嘅 paper 嚟嘅。咁而 paper 3咧就好特別嘅，呢個係 Pearson Edexcel 獨有嘅。paper 3咧就係一個 practical 嘅 paper 嚟嘅。咁我轉頭咧都會再講多少少regarding 呢兩個 paper 嘅 differences。咁咧首先第一樣嘢大家記住，咁for AS 嘅 paper 1、2、3咧。咁你考完呢3個之後咧，其實你就已經可以攞到一個 grade 㗎啦，即係算係半科㗎啦。而最高嘅 grade 咧係 A， 係啦。咁你考埋 A2， 即係讀晒6份 paper， 考晒6份 paper 之後咧，你先至會有一個 award of 一個 A star 嘅。咁所以記住啦 ，AS 最高咧係 A 啦，咁A2 最高咧就係 A star 嘅。OK，so make sure you take note on this。咁secondly 啦，咁平時我自己教書都好啦，有好多 students 或者 parents 都會問一個問題就係 Colin 當我 apply for 個 examination 嘅時候咧 ，I saw something called cash in。So what does it mean by cash in？ 咁我見好多人都問我呢個問題，咁我都喺度或者簡單解釋一下。咁 as I mentioned 啦 ，as you can see from this table， 咁你考完1、2、3之後咧，你就會有一個 AS 嘅 grading 㗎啦。咁所以呢個時候咧，你就要 tick 一個叫做 cash in 嘅 checkbox 嘅。因為如果你唔 tick 呢一個 cash in 嘅 checkbox 嘅話咧 ，let's say 而家 Colin 去考 paper 1、2、3， 咁其實我係可以攞到一個 AS 嘅 grading 嘅。但係如果我冇 tick 個 cash in 嘅話咧，到時候我將成績表咧，我淨會有 Colin paper 1 60分 out of 80，paper 2 75 out of 80，跟住 paper 3就可能45 out of 50咁樣，就冇一個 grading， 淨係得個分數嘅啫。咁所以 make sure 咧要 check the cash in box whenever you fulfill the requirement of an AS。咁即係舉個例子啦，當然如果我考咗 paper 1、2， 我冇考到 paper 3嘅，咁佢就唔會當係一個 AS 嘅 grading。咁所以就算你 tick 咗 cash in 咧，你都唔會 receive 到任何嘅 official grading 嘅。OK，so take note on this one。第二個問題，好多學生都會問㗎啦，同埋喺香港嚟講咧，都 it's pretty common。Like some students say like Colin, I want to sit for paper 1、paper 1、2 for example in January。咁 let's say 我 paper 1考得好好嘅，我攞到滿分80 out of 80。咁跟住 paper 2咧 ，let's say I screw it up somehow I just didn't do well and I want to do it again in June。咁例如話去到 June 嘅時候咧，如果你淨係報 paper 2嘅話咧，你都要記得 take 翻 cash in。因為咁樣嘅情況之下咧 ，Edexcel 咧就會用你最高分，即係例如話你而家考咗 paper 1、2、3啦，咁你 paper 2第一次考唔係好高分，咁你6月份再考嘅時候，如果個分數當然啦係比以前高咗嘅話咧，咁你再 take cash in 嘅時候咧，咁佢再 send 俾你嗰張 certificate 咧就係一個更高嘅 grading 㗎啦。咁所以記住 always take cash in。Whenever you want to receive a grade，OK， 咁所以呢個咧就係 basically 個 idea 嚟嘅 ，OK， 咁for AS 同埋 A2 啦 ，for 個 paper structure。好啦，仲有一樣嘢啦 ，unlike chemistry、unlike physics，and it's only unique for Pearson Edexcel is the paper 5。咁咧 for 我哋嘅 paper 5 biology 咧係好得意嘅 ，paper 5咧，例如話你6月份考咧，通常4月尾、5月頭咧，你會收到一份 scientific 嘅 article 嘅。而呢份 article 咧，大概係 it depends every year， 有時可能15版，有時可能20版嘅。咁咧佢會提早寄俾你嘅，就好似一個 reading comprehension 嚟嘅。咁我轉頭都會再 further 去 elaborate。但係 for Pearson biology 咧 ，chemistry physics 冇嘅，係 biology 嘅啫。佢嘅 paper 5咧，佢最尾嗰一條咧，成條20分嘅，我冇記錯應該係20分嘅。咁咧就會 all of the questions are related to the article，the science article that they sent to you beforehand。OK， 咁嗰篇 article 咧。通常都會 related to paper 5嘅嗰啲 topics 嘅。舉個例子，例如話 paper 5咧，你會學 nervous coordination 即係你會學個 brain structure例如話你會學點樣去做個 CT scan X-ray PET 唔同嘅 scanning technique 去 determine 個 brain activities或者去 locate 個 tumors 咁其實例如話我冇記錯咧，應該係16定係17年咧，佢就考咗個 article 咧，就係講 Parkinson diseases 佢就講呢個。Degenerations of the neurons, and that's why people when they're aged they will have Parkinson disease。咁所以你要記住就係 paper 5佢俾你嗰篇 article 咧，其實好多都係會 related to 你 paper 5讀嘅嗰啲 topic 嘅。So it won't be something completely new 又例如話 paper 5咧，佢我冇記錯有一年咧，佢就講 e-cigarettes 即係佢問翻你個 e-cigarettes 可能會點樣點樣去 damage 你個 lung structure 或者點樣去 damage 你個 blood vessels 啊 etc。所以 paper 5係好特別嘅，佢有20分咧係放咗喺個 scientific article 嗰度嘅，係啦，而其他 subject 係冇嘅，係 Pearson Edexcel 咧係 paper 5係有呢個比較特別嘅地方嚟嘅。So pretty much that's everything. I think most of you might have known already as the general paper structure for 個 IAL Biology 啦。好啦，咁 moving on to the next slide。好啦，嗱呢個 slide 咧就非常之緊要㗎啦。咁就算我教我每一個學生咧，我都會 personally 好 recommend 佢哋嘅。嗱 later of the day， 可能你學校老師咧都會 send 過呢份嘢俾你㗎啦。就係咧，如果你去翻 Google， 你打 Pearson Edexcel IAL Biology， 咁咧你就會見到嗰個 specification 啦。咁呢份 specification 咧，我 personally 咧係好 highly recommend 你咧跟住呢一份嘢去讀嘅，因為點解咧？其實個 specification 咧都真係好 nice 嘅。佢哋每一個 paper、每一個 chapter、每一個 topic、每一個 subunit。Everything that you need to know is actually all presented here。嗱，咁呢度個 picture 可能有少少朦啦，不過我諗你自己陣間即係完咗個 talk 之後咧，你可以去翻 Google， 去翻 Pearson 嘅 official website， 你打翻 Pearson IAL Biology 2019， 你就會見到呢個最 latest 嘅 specification。咁你就可以見到咧每一個 chapter 咧，佢要你識啲乜嘢嘢嘅。例如話 as you can see on the picture here, they say like, oh, students are expected to, to explain, to compare and contrast, to identify. So everything they want you to know is actually all presented here. 咁所以咧，我成日都會叫學生，我都會 suggest 佢哋咧跟住呢份 specification 去讀，因為咧人哋都真係好 nice 嘅，每一個 concept， 每一樣你要知嘅嘢咧，其實佢都 present 晒出嚟嘅。咁所以咧 take it as advice, try to, study according to this specification. Actually, the same for your physics, same for your chemistry, and of course, same here for your biology. 有個 spec 咧，你就會知道有一個 outline， 一個 checklist of things I need to know when it comes to 呢一個 subject。OK， 咁所以呢個純粹一個 personal advice 嚟嘅。好啦，跟住咧呢度咧就比較緊要少少啦。咁大家記住要 pay 少少 special attention 啦，就係個 practical paper 啦。咁我頭先都講咗啦 ，for Pearson 咧，佢哋嘅 biology 嘅 paper 3同埋 paper 6咧，都係個 practical paper 嚟嘅。咁呢個咧 ，unlike chemistry、unlike physics， 佢嘅 practical 咧就會 based on 個 specification 嗰度去考嘅。所以點解頭先我 mention 到話，我都好 highly recommend 你咧 study according to the specification。例如話你見到1.3呢一度 on the screen core practical use a semi-quantitative method blah 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 blah。其實你見到咧，佢要考你嘅 practical 咧就會喺呢度考出嚟㗎啦。咁所以大家記住 ，OK？For AS 你有9個 practical，for A2 你都有9個 practical。咁咧每年每一個 session 嘅 paper 3、paper 6咧都會抽其中2個到3個嘅 practical 咧係去考你嘅。咁所以呢度咧你就記住啦，個 practical 嘅 content 咧其實喺個 specification 上面咧已經 review 咗出嚟㗎啦。咁好多學生會話，Colin 啊，咁我學校可能未必做過呢個 experiment，but usually it's not common。好多就算香港嘅 A-level school 定係 UK 嘅 A-level school 咧，佢都會想你做過呢個 experiment 咧，in order to learn about this practical before you sit for the paper。咁就算真係冇咧，都唔需要擔心嘅。點解咧？呢個係一個 second 嘅 personal tips 啊。因為咧，大家要記住，其實 Pearson Edexcel 咧，我冇記錯咧，佢由12年開始 all the way till now， 佢就已經有 paper 3喺度㗎啦。而我哋就咁先講 AS 嘅 paper 3先啦，佢會抽3個 practical 嚟考你嘅。咁佢哋我哋做一個好 simple 嘅 math。由12年到嗱，今年 exam cancel 咗啦，2020年，咁我當去到2019年，你都有7年嘅 paper。咁每年，咁你知道 Pearson Edexcel 有10月份啦，有1月份啦，有6月份啦。咁我當1月份、6月份2次先咁樣計啦。你7乘2，你都有14份 past paper 咧，係 on practical， 即係 paper 3嘅 practical 嘅 past paper 嘅。咁你諗下啦，其實有9個 experiment。咁所以其實如果你做夠 past paper 嘅話咧，每一個 practical 咧，你都知道佢會點樣考嘅。所以大家要pay attention at here。大家記住，其實個 practical 咧，佢嚟嚟去去咧，咁樣考咧，都真係咁樣考㗎啦。所以點解 most of my students 或者 most of the A-level school 嘅 student 咧，其實 paper 3咧係最容易攞滿分嘅，因為點解咧？9個 practical， 今年考過3個，咁下年再考3個，再考3個，咁其實重重複複咧，都係呢9個 practical 嚟嘅。There's nothing new。咁所以其實某一個你如果做夠 past paper 嘅話咧，你嗰個 practical 考法咧，你一定見過1到2次嘅起碼。咁所以你都會知道其實佢考嘅方向咧都係差唔多㗎啦。咁所以 for 個 practical 咧，大家記住一定要做 past paper，OK？ 一定要做 past paper，因為咧你就會知道呢個 core practical 1其實之前出過2次㗎啦， 係會有點樣問法咧？其實佢再出嘅話咧，個考法咧 pretty much is the same。OK， so I personally highly recommend you to pay attention to paper 3，因為 paper 3、paper 6咧算係最容易攞分嘅卷嚟嘅。咁你考得好嘅話咧，都可以幫到你嘅 paper 1同埋 paper 2咧去拉高個分數嘅。OK，so this is what we need to know when it comes to the paper 3 and the paper 6。佢哋啲 question 咧係真係好 repetitive 嘅。佢哋之前考過，而家再考嘅話咧 ，the way they ask, the format, the approach is very, very similar. So that's why it's one of the easiest papers to handle when it comes to biology. OK， 咁所以大家記住 take note on this one 啦。好啦，跟住去到下一個 point 啦，就係個 grade boundary 啦。嗱，咁呢個我相信大家都好緊張嘅 ，right？Because I want to know when I'm working on the past paper， 我究竟每次做卷要攞到幾多分先至可以攞到 A， 攞到 A star 咧？嗱，咁其實呢一張圖咧 ，again it's downloadable on the Pearson Edexcel official website. So later of the day, you can go to Google and then you just type Pearson IAL 2019 grade boundary， 你就揾到佢哋最新嘅嗰個 markers report， 即係呢一份 grade boundary 嘅 document 㗎啦。咁入面咧就會 include 晒所有 subject 2019年嘅嗰個分數㗎啦。嗱，但係呢度咧我都俾一個 suggestion 大家，因為咧我轉頭我都會再 further elaborate 嘅。2019年咧係 Pearson Edexcel咧新制嘅第一年嚟嘅，咁所以通常第一年嘅 performance 咧會比往年咧會低少少嘅，因為佢個 question 咧係有少少嘅變化。咁所以大家可以睇一睇呢張圖，你會見到好得意嘅 pattern。例如話你見到上面嗰個 section 咧係 general biology， 下面嗰個 section 咧就係 new specification 嚟嘅。你見到咧舊制嘅 paper 1即係 WB101啦，以前咧80分嘅卷 paper 1嚇，你57分咧就差唔多攞到 A 㗎啦。但係你見到咧 for new spec 即係 new specification 嘅 paper 1咧47分咧你就已經攞到 A， 你見到係跌咗嘅，因為點解咧？正常嘅，因為第一年 there are new people is not sure if there's new way of asking the questions， 咁啲 question format 的確有少少變咗，同埋難咗嘅，咁所以個 performance 係低咗少少嘅。咁但係 at least 都有個 references 咧，你起碼都會知道啊，如果我要攞個 A， 我要攞個 A star range 嘅話，我要 keep 住幾多分。本身我哋都好期待今年都可以有一個新嘅 statistic 啦，但係都 due to COVID，then the 2020's papers is cancelled， so we don't have the latest statistics。咁但係咧呢個都係一個好好嘅 reference 嚟嘅。咁呢度咧我諗你哋自己可以再 further 去今晚自己睇一睇都得㗎啦。咁唯獨咧我會有兩個 point 想 share 嘅。第一，你會見到有兩個分數嘅，一個係 raw， 一個係 UMS，right？So Colin，what are their differences？ 好簡單 ，raw 咧就係你考出嚟嘅分數，例如話80分嘅卷Colin 考到57分 ，that is your raw mark。OK， 咁所以平時你自己做 past paper， 我做完啦，我自己對卷啦，或者你俾老師幫你對卷啦，我計個分數出嚟咧，你都可以參考翻 raw 嗰個 mark 咧，就知道大概自己喺邊一個 range 嗰度嘅。咁可能咩叫做 UMS 咧 ？UMS 我哋叫做 Uniform Marking Scale。咁其實呢個咧就唔關你事㗎啦，係 Pearson Edexcel 嗰邊咧，佢哋會 adjust 嘅。因為點解咧？其實你見到例如話，我哋睇下 paper 1、2、3 80加40咧，sorry 80加40加埋咧，其實佢會再 adjust 咧，就變咗做 overall 300分嘅卷㗎啦。咁原來 AS 就300分啦 ，A2 就300分，加埋 total 咧就係600分啦。OK， 咁所以你見到咧，其實 AS 嘅 paper 又好 ，A2 嘅 paper 都好咧。當你考完個 raw mark 之後咧 ，Pearson Edexcel 咧，佢會 base on 嗰一年嘅學生嘅 overall performance， 可能佢會定義，可能佢拉 curve 就睇下邊個 range 係 A star， 邊個 range 係 A。咁佢做完呢一個 calculation 之後咧，佢就會 on top of 你個 raw mark 咧係做一個 adjustment。咁做完個 adjustment 之後咧，就會變咗做個 UMS 啦。咁所以 UMS 咧，你係唔會知道佢點樣去做。咁當然啦，要睇翻嗰年嘅學生嘅 performance 嘅。咁所以 UMS 係一個叫做你當係 adjusted 嘅 marks done by the Pearson Edexcel。咁所以記住，你自己做 past paper 嘅時候咧，咁你記得睇翻咧paper 1、2睇翻個 raw mark， 你就大概知道自己要幾多分數咧，先至可以攞到 A 啦。嗱，咁但係呢度咧，我都 share 一個 personal 嘅 advice 啊。咁因為 ultimately 大家都會讀晒成個 biology 噶嘛，就係 paper 1、2、3、4、5、6。咁因為 AS 嘅卷咧，其實你睇 Pearson Edexcel in general 咧。Of course, AS 的確係會淺啲 ，A2 一定會難啲嘅。咁所以我成日都同學生講咧 ，try your very, very, very best for your AS 嘅 papers 咧，有咁高分得咁高分。因為 in the end 你會將你嘅 AS paper 同埋你個 A2 paper 加埋一齊，再有一個 finalized 嘅 UMS。咁當然，如果你 AS 攞得越高分嘅話，咁你 A2 某程度上可以扣嘅分數咪越多咯，即係個 buffering 咁樣。咁所以 that's why make sure if you're sitting for the AS exam in the coming June。盡量 of course, try your very best to get as high as you can， 對你個 A2 咧係有幫助嘅。咁所以同埋 last but not least 啦，你都見到 for biology 咧， A 即係 paper 1、2、3咧係冇 A 嘅，係 paper 4、5、6咧先至會有 A star 呢個 range 嘅。咁所以大家就可以見到咧，其實如果 overall biology 你想攞 A star 嘅話咧，480 out of 600，OK？咁當然啦，嗱大家記住呢樣嘢，咁啊大家讀 biology 嘅，咁可能將來都會係 interested，可能讀vet 啊，或者讀 pharmacy 啊、dentistry 啊，或者係medicine。咁啊當然大家都知道啦，如果你係想喺香港讀 medical school 嘅話咧，480分咧 is absolutely not enough，OK？因為咧 as everyone know A-level 嘅 papers 咧 in general 咧大部分嘅學生咧都攞到幾高嘅分數嘅，咁所以 that's why 咧好多人都成日問我Colin，如果我要入 medicine 嘅話，究竟我要幾多 percent 咧？Well, rumor says it's like 95%。當然呢個冇一個確實嘅 number 啦，但係大家記住嚇，唔好以480分為一個 benchmark，OK？Get as high as you can. Well, you don't say。好啦，咁 anyways 呢個就係一個 general idea on 個 grade boundary。咁啊，大家 later of the day 都可以自己去 Pearson 咧download 呢個 file 睇一睇唔同嘅 subject 究竟我要咩 range 先至攞到 A star 啊 A B C D E F 噶啦。OK？好啦，咁跟住呢度就非常之緊要啦，去到下一個 slide 啦，就係 specification 啦。咁呢度我要講一講嘅。大家要記住，由2019年開始咧 ，Pearson Edexcel 咧佢哋就轉咗制嘅，係啦，19年咧就係第一年新嘅 specification 嚟嘅，18年、17、16、15、14咧就係舊制嘅 IAL 嚟嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以大家 download 個 specification 嘅時候咧，唔好 download 錯咗，紅色呢個咧係14去到18年嘅 ，OK？19年咧係新制嚟嘅。好啦，咁啊 ，everyone would want to ask the same question，Colin 啊，咁其實舊制同新制有冇啲咩變化咧？有，而且都幾多嘅。新制咧係多咗好多 topic 嘅。咁啊，我唔 to save time 啊，我唔會全部 list 晒出嚟。但係咧19年新制咧，比起舊制咧，係每一個 paper 咧都多咗1到2個 unit 嘅。舉個例子，例如話 paper 1、paper 2你要學 transport in human 啦，即係大家都學過 heart structure 個 heartbeat cycle Yrs diagram 啊。咁其實而家多咗咩咧？多咗個 oxygen dissociation curve。咁所以咧，你喺18、17、16、15、14嘅時候咧，你係唔會見到 questions related to oxygen dissociation curve 嘅，但係咧由19年開始咧，佢就會加呢樣嘢落去㗎啦。OK， 咁而且19年第一年咧，都的確係加咗呢一個 topic 嘅 question 咧喺個 examination paper 嗰度嘅。咁所以大家要 pay 少少 attention 嚇，即係舊制同新制嘅分別咧，第一係真係多咗啲 topic 嘅，同埋第二 practicals。如果我冇記錯嘅話咧，18年嗰個 spec 咧好似係得8個定係7個 practical 嘅啫。咁而家去到新 spec 咧。paper 即係 AS 同 A2 咧，每一個咧都多咗1到2個 practical 嘅，即係比以前多咗3到4個 practical 嘅。咁所以 overall 咧係加咗啲 content 嘅。咁所以大家唔好 refer 錯咗。同埋有一啲 particular 嘅 topics 咧咁以前舊制嘅 paper 咧你係揾唔到嘅。咁所以你都要去我嘅 suggestion 咧就可能睇下其他一啲教科書啊，或者啲 supplementary exercise， 或者有時我自己都會做嘅，可能俾其他學生啲其他 board 嘅 past paper 咧都可以 as 一個 quick references。咁但係總之大家要 click on this。That is the new specification 咧係有新嘅 topic， 咁啊有時有啲 topic 咧舊制你係揾唔到 question 嘅 ，OK？ 咁啊大家要記住呢樣嘢啦。好啦，同埋呢度都非常之緊要嘅，大家都要 pay attention 嚇。咁咧其實新制嘅 practical paper 咧都有改變。如果你做翻一啲 past paper 嘅時候咧，你 download paper 3嘅 past paper，for example，whatever you have the paper 3s， 你會發覺咧14、15、16、17、18嘅 paper 3咧嘅最尾嗰條。或者中間嗰條咧，佢會有一個 article 嘅，即係你見到一個好短嘅 article， 可能講 breast cancer，like the example here， 可能係講一啲同你 paper 1 學咗個 topic 有關嘅嘢嘅。咁由新制開始咧，呢一個 question 咧就已經 eliminate 咗㗎啦。In simple way， 舊制嘅 IAL 咧 practical 咧通常有3條 question， 頭2條咧 as I said 就喺個 specification 入面咧抽2個 practical 嚟考你，跟住第3條咧。就係而家你個 screen 見到呢一個啦，就係佢會俾個 article 你啦，跟住問翻你一啲 bio knowledge， 問翻你啲 questions related to the article。咁但係由新制開始咧，佢就唔再有呢一個 article 噶啦，3條 question 咧全部都係 practical question 嚟噶啦。OK， 咁所以大家如果做 past paper 嘅時候咧，做14、15、16、17、18嘅時候咧 ，OK， 或者19年最後一屆嘅舊制嘅時候咧，最尾嗰條即係有個 reading comprehension 嘅咧，你就可以唔使做噶啦，因為佢已經唔會再考噶啦。for 嚟緊嘅新 specification，OK？ 咁所以大家要記住 take note on this one。好啦，咁跟住咧去到下一樣嘢啦，就係個 paper 5啦。嗱 ，paper 5咧就冇變過嘅，無論係14、15、16、17、18，定係去到今年2019都好咧， 個 paper 5咧一直咧都係將最尾嗰條咧係 allocate 去嗰個 scientific article 嘅。咁你見到啦，呢個就係 Pearson official 嘅嗰個 document 嚟嘅，一個 pre-release 嘅 scientific article。咁呢個就非常之緊要嘅，因為點解咧？呢一 part 咧，如果你個老師夠 experience 嘅話咧，其實佢睇咗個 article 咧，佢都會知道會考啲乜嘢嘢㗎啦。例如話頭先我都 mention 到，for the specific year 我真係唔記得咗係邊一年啦，但係我應該係17年嘅。佢就講咗咩咧 ？Parkinson disease。咁因為 paper 5咧，你要學 brain structure 啊、neurons 啊、nervous coordination 嗰啲嘢啦，咁所以佢就拎咗去 Parkinson disease。咁所以 Parkinson disease 咧，其實我睇完之後咧，我都知道咧佢會考啲咩 question 㗎啦。例如話考你 distinguish between the transmission within 個 neuron 啦，定係個 synapse 啊，或者可能問緊你咩叫做 auto-degenerations of neurons。Because 大家都知道啦，帕金遜咧就係年紀大嘅時候咧，神經細胞就提早退化，咁所以佢就會影響佢個肌肉某部分嘅嗰個能力啊，或者可能會有部分就會失憶啊，即係 Alzheimer disease 啊，即係呢個老人痴呆咁樣。咁所以其實咧呢個係好緊要嘅，因為咧most of the school teachers if they're experienced enough， 當你6月份考噶嘛，咁你通常4月份就會收到呢一份 article 噶啦。咁 most of the school teacher I know in Hong Kong， 佢哋都會幫你去做個 analysis， 就係based on 呢一個 article 咧。嚟緊好大機會 paper 5嘅最尾嗰條咧會問乜嘢嘅 question related to 呢一個 article 嘅，同埋呢度咧just as a side track 啦，其實都有少少運氣嘅成分嘅。點解咧？因為我冇記錯，好似18年咧就唔係 it's not a lucky year， 因為嗰年咧就講緊有一個 insect 啊，佢點樣去undergo evolution 啊，跟住問翻你嗰啲好 complete 嘅 structures 啊，咁呢啲通常咧問嘅 question 都會比較難嘅。有時候咧，例如我之前 mention 到啦，如果問 Parkinson disease 啊，問 e-cigarettes 啊，咁呢啲 of course it's much more interesting because it's related to human physiology。咁所以呢個咧都要睇運數㗎啦。咁都希望大家嚟緊呢一年咧，當你哋做 paper 5收到個 scientific article 嘅時候咧 ，hopefully it's something easy to do。OK， 咁所以大家記住啦 ，paper 5呢個位咧都幾緊要嘅，因為如果你 analyse 咗個 article， 如果你嘅 teacher 係 experienced enough 嘅話咧，其實你都可以估到咧佢會考啲乜嘢嘅 questions 嘅。咁呢一 part 如果你估到嘅話咧，到時候都幾容易攞滿分嘅，即係 for 呢一個 section。OK， 咁大家記住，你會收到個 article 啦，咁你可以 make annotations as much as you can，but you will not be allowed to bring that article into your examination centre。即係到時候咧，佢會再俾多份新嘅你嘅，係啦。咁所以例如話你6月份考，咁咧你4月份就會收到個 article 啦，咁佢會想你睇定先，因為都幾長㗎，起碼都15到18頁紙㗎。咁咧你可以 take as much note as you can， 咁但係去到考試嘅時候咧，佢會再派個份新嘅俾你嘅。So you are not allowed to bring your own copies into the examination hall. Okay, so make sure you take note on this one on paper 5. Okay， 咁pretty much that's everything on 即係成個 IAL 嘅 biology 嘅大家都知道點樣考啊，啲 papers 啊，每個 paper 有啲咩特色啊。咁咧呢度咧就最緊要啦，就係 highlight of 呢個 presentation 啦。咁咧我都用咗我自己咁多年嚟嘅教學啦，咁我都會 share 一啲 advice on how to prepare for 你嚟緊嘅 IAL biology 嘅 some of my personal tips，on how to make sure you can get a top grade。嗱，咁 biology 呢一科咧，其實同 chemistry、physics 有一個非常之唔同嘅地方。我相信在座所有嘅同學咧都會 experience 到嘅，就係我寫咗好多嘢 ，I memorize everything。I understand the questions and I try to write as much as I can in the examination, but I didn't get any marks。即係可能4分我攞咗1分，5分我攞咗2分，6分我攞咗3分，好多嘢咧都唔中 keyword 嘅。咁的確咧呢個係 biology 最 challenging 嘅位嚟嘅，因為 biology unlike chemistry、unlike physics， 佢啲 concept 唔係話好 abstract， 都係好 straightforward 嘅。但係佢最難嘅咧 ，in summary, it's how you can demonstrate your understanding to the markers。With those specific keywords， 即係就算你寫嘅嘢 totally make sense，but if you didn't use those words that I'm expecting，I can have the right not to give you a mark。咁呢個咧轉頭我會用一個 example 咧同大家 go through 下，咁希望大家都可以知道 get 到咧點樣去答爆一個題目嘅。咁所以呢度咧我先 hold 住先，咁轉頭咧我會再同大家 detail 啲咁去 share 嘅。好啦，到第二啦，就係呢個咧係 Pearson Edexcel 咧係一個好獨特嘅位嚟嘅。咁 Pearson Edexcel 咧。Unlike 其他嘅 boards 咧，佢經常都會攝咗好多 open-end 嘅 questions 嘅，所以有時候你答題嘅時候咧，try to think out of the box. Sometimes the answers are really common sense, and you didn't expect that is actually the answers that you'll be writing off. 舉個例子，例如話之前我哋 question 咧，佢話啊，我做咗個 experiment 啊，我想 measure 個 heartbeat rate of 唔同 region 嘅 people 咁樣啦。咁跟住叫佢哋 send 翻個 data 俾我，咁我就做下啲 investigation 啊 ，for example the effect of fitness on the heartbeat rate of an average person 咁樣。咁佢就問啦why does this experiment the data might not be reliable or not valid？ 其中一個 mark scheme 咧就係 because the participant could lie， okay they didn't tell the right answer。 Yes that's true。 You might like 咁都得 ，yes 咁都得啊，你可以 check 翻個 marking scheme 嘅。咁所以其實有時候佢呢啲 open-end 嘅 question 咧 ，just think out the box。You know, just try your best to answer some questions. You can actually have a mark when you answer these questions。 例如話佢可能抄錯數啊，睇錯個 meter 啊，呢啲可能都係 possible 嘅 answers 嚟嘅。OK， 咁例如話之前有一個 practical 就問你investigate 一個 heartbeat rate of 一個 invertebrate。咁有啲咩好處啊？ethical wise 咧就好啲嘅，因為點解咧？佢唔會有 sense of pain 啊，唔似如果你做一個人嘅 experiment， 咁你俾啲 drug 我嘅話，可能我都會覺得唔舒服啊，有 side effect 噶嘛。咁呢啲都係 marking scheme 嘅 wording 嚟嘅。咁所以 Pearson Edexcel 咧 ，unlike 其他嘅 boards 咧，佢有時候啲 question 咧真係幾 open-ended 嘅。So just think out the box and try to write something that as long as it makes sense, you might have a mark when it comes to answering the questions. OK， 好啦，到第三個 point 啦，就係 Edexcel AB and Sortographia。What is this？ 咁呢個咧，我轉頭下一個 slide， 我同大家講多少少，就係當大家操 past paper 嘅時候咧，我哋可以用多啲唔同 Pearson Edexcel 嘅卷咧，as 一個 references 去操卷嘅。咁呢個我轉頭會再多講噶啦。第四 practical paper， 咁我頭先都講咗啦，其實你哋大家都計到出嚟嘅。其實呢一個 IAL 咧，由14年開始，14、15、16、17、18都已經有5年嘅個 papers 啦，每年2次，你都差唔多有10個 session 嘅 paper 噶啦。咁所以其實每一個 practical that is required on the specification， 起碼你都會見到1到2次咧，佢點樣考嘅。咁所以大家記住 ，for practical paper 咧一定要讀熟，因為佢真係考嘅嘢咧係 pretty much the same every year， 所以都真係幾容易攞滿分嘅。OK， 好啦，到最後呢2個啦，非常之緊要嚇，呢個係一個真係好重要嘅 tips 俾大家 when it comes to preparing biology。第一 ，recognize the patterns， 咩意思咧？Pearson Edexcel 啲卷咧，你會發覺有一啲 topic 咧，佢係重複再問嘅。舉個例子，我 assume 例如話大家依家係 AS level 啦，佢每年都基本上好大嘅機會會問你咩咧 ？beta glucose、alpha glucose 呢啲係一定會問㗎啦。compare 佢哋嘅 structure 啊，例如話佢哋嘅 polymer、cellulose、glycogen、starch 有啲咩 structural differences 啊。咁因為佢哋嘅 structural differences 點樣會影響佢哋嘅 functions 啊？呢啲基本上每2年都會見到1次考㗎啦。又例如話問你 transport in human 呢一課，佢問你suggest why bacteria doesn't require a circulatory system， 或者下年就會調轉咗就問why like mammals require a circulatory system。咁嚟去都係關 surface area to volume ratio 事啦。咁所以其實咧，大家做多啲 past paper 嘅時候咧，除咗做之外咧，我都想大家 just assume as if you're Sherlock Holmes， 你都想揾一揾 pattern， 即係好似我教咗咁耐嘅，咁我就會知道，其實呢2個 topic 咧一定會考㗎啦。而且都係一定嗰幾組 keyword 㗎啦，咁所以你會發覺咧 Pearson Edexcel 咧有幾個特定嘅 topic 咧，佢真係會好重複性考，而且問嘅問題咧都係基本上一樣嘅。例如話，基本上每2年都有1次就問你咩咧 ？Describe 成個 protein synthesis， 即係 transcription translation 嘅 process， 呢啲都99% 好大機會會考㗎啦。咁所以大家你會發覺嗰個 pattern 就係 paper 1、paper 2咧，佢嚟去都係真係會咁樣問嘅。所以睇多啲 paper， 有時你冇時間，可能大家都好忙。我唔介意睇多啲 paper， 你睇多啲 paper 咧，你會發覺，好似呢一類嘅 question 我見過好幾次㗎咯。It's sort of like I see something like this several times. Good, it is true。咁起碼你就知道，原來嚟去都係問科都係咁樣嘅。咁我要寫啲乜嘢 keyword 去答題目。同埋第二咧就係 markers guidance。咁我相信大家都一定做過 past paper。咁咧 Pearson Edexcel 都好 nice 嘅。你見到佢哋嘅 marking scheme 咧，除咗左邊嗰欄咧有答案之外咧，右邊咧佢哋有一個 column 叫做 markers guidance 嘅。我諗大家都會見過㗎啦，有時佢會寫咩 reject 呢一個 answer、accept 呢一個 answer、ignore 呢一個 answer。咁我都想大家咧 pay attention to those parts，because then you will know as a marker perspective 邊啲字其實你寫咗我係會唔俾分你，或者我會 reject 或者我會 accept。咁起碼你都會知道原來呢啲字就算我寫嘅未必係 exactly the same， 但係佢 marker guidance 嗰度咧有 include 到嘅。咁即係都有分啦，咁佢就大家都知道咧，從一個 marker 嘅角度嚟講，究竟呢啲字俾唔俾到分，邊啲 keywords 咧 is required specifically for that given question。OK， 咁所以大家記住 take note on this， 睇多啲 paper， 有時冇時間做咧，睇多啲 paper， 睇得多咧，你就會發覺，Colin， 原來嚟去 transport in human 都係咁樣考你嘅。例如話 我 suppose 如果大家讀緊 A-level school 咧，依家都應該學完 Transport and Human 呢一課㗎啦。咁其實呢一課成日都會問你suggest 點解個 what is the purpose of valve 啊？又例如話describe 成個 heartbeat cycle atrium pressure 大過 ventricle pressure， 所以個 blood 就會 move from atrium to ventricle through the atrioventricular valve。咁呢啲其實你睇得多，你都會發覺 marking scheme嚟嚟去去都係呢幾組 keyword， 嚟嚟去都係呢幾隻字，咁你就可以更加熟咧。考試答呢啲題目嘅時候咧，我要寫啲咩 terms 啫 ？In order to get a mark from the markers，OK？咁所以大家呢個咧 pay very very special attention 啦。好啦，到下一個 slide 啦。咁呢度咧，我就會特別講一講咧，當大家操 past paper 咁考 A level 咁一定要操 past paper 噶啦。咁有時咧，大家做 past paper 嘅時候咧，好多 parents 或者 students 都會問我一個 question， 就係 Colin 我見到 Edexcel 咧，佢有好幾款 paper 嘅，佢有 Edexcel Q， 即係例如話大家見到呢一張 slide 啦，你見到 general question paper 啦，跟住有一個括號 R 嘅 paper 啦，跟住有括號 IAL 啦。咁其實呢度發生緊啲咩事咧？咁同大家簡單講一講個古仔先。咁其實咧，in 2012 there's only one examination board called Pearson Edexcel。咁咧去到2014年開始咧，咁Pearson Edexcel 咧就分開咗兩個 stream 啦。咁所以由原本嘅一個 General Edexcel 咧，依家就變咗做 Edexcel 同埋 Edexcel IAL。咁其實有咩分別咧？其實 Edexcel 咧 General Edexcel 咧就係俾翻喺英國讀緊書嘅學生去考嘅。咁所有非英國嘅學生咧就會考 IAL 啦。所以 that's what 我哋統稱叫做 International Advanced Level。咁其實咧就係like 香港Singapore、Taiwan、China，whatever it is，international student 咧就會考 IAL 嘅。咁Colin點解佢哋要咁做咧？ Now there's many different reasons. There's people different suggest。咁咧其實我自己 personally 睇啦，我諗其中一個 reason 咧係因為可能我哋 Asians 讀書都真係叻嘅，咁所以我哋可能將英國嗰邊嘅 grade boundary 咧拖到好高啊。咁所以佢就將分咗兩個 stream 啦。英國人咧就考翻 Edexcel， 非英國嗰啲咧就考翻 IAL。咁所以其實 Edexcel 同埋 Edexcel IAL 嘅卷咧基本上係冇咩分別嘅，只不過咧可能例如話 Edexcel 嘅卷咧你85% 就攞到 A star 啦。咁IAL 咧可能你要92% 咧先至攞到 A star 嘅。咁所以其實最大嘅 differences 咧主要都係個 grade boundary 嘅。咁所以大家如果想做 IAL 嘅 past paper 咧，其實最早咧係2014年就有得做嘅。咁13、12咧嗰陣時仲未有 IAL 嘅，咁所以嗰陣時淨係得 general 嘅 Edexcel paper 嘅啫。OK， 好啦，跟住有學生問啦，咁 Colin 我想問有個 R 啦，有個冇 R 嘅，咁有啲咩分別咧？其實如果大家有聽過 IB 嘅話咧，咁佢有唔同嘅 time zone 噶嘛，即係等於我而家喺紐約考，跟住你喺 Los Angeles，咁我哋都爭成幾個 hours 嘅 time zone differences 噶嘛，咁冇理由我喺 New York 做完之後我話俾你知啲 questions 啫嘛，咁所以其實個 R 咧係 for Pearson Edexcel 專用嘅咧，就係唔同嘅 time zone 嚟嘅。咁所以其實即係代表同一個 session、同一個 examination period 咧，佢有唔同嘅 version， 咁俾唔同嘅 time zone 嘅 student 去做嘅。咁as a conclusion 啦，全部都要做 ，OK， 全部都要做。好啦，跟住一個 additional 嘅 remark 就係頭先，如果大家有印象喺嗰個 tips 嗰個 slide 嗰度咧，我就 mention 到咧有 Edexcel A、Edexcel B 同埋 Salter Nephew 噶嘛。咁所以其實嗰啲 paper 咧，我都 recommend 但係大家記住，如果你哋溫書嘅話咧，先做 IAL。做完 IAL 之後咧，再做翻可能13、12即係嗰陣時仲未有 I 嘅時候，嗰啲 paper 咧都 keep 住做啦。做埋呢啲啦，如果大家都好勤力嘅話咧，你哋可以試下做埋 Edexcel A、Edexcel B 同埋 Salter Nephew。咁呢個咧就我唔 go into details，因為呢個咧其實係英國佢哋本土嘅一個 examination board 嚟嘅，都係 under Pearson Edexcel， 只不過係分唔同嘅 region 咁解。咁有啲人讀 Edexcel A， 有啲人讀 Edexcel B， 有啲人咧就讀 Edexcel Salter Nephew。咁但係其實大家 in general 咧，都係 under 呢個 big family Pearson Edexcel 嘅。咁呢啲 paper 咧，我都 recommend 大家可以做一做，因為啲 question 嘅 format、question 嘅 approach 咧，同我哋嘅 IAL 咧都幾相似嘅。即係大前提咧係，如果你做晒 IAL 啦，你都做晒13、12、11、10嗰啲 Edexcel 嘅 paper 咧，咁你都可以試下做 Edexcel AB 或者 Edexcel Salter Nephew 嘅 past papers， 嗰啲咧都係一個好好嘅 references 嚟嘅。OK， 咁呢個大家都要 take note 啦。好啦。咁跟住咧，去到下一個啦，咁就係一啲answering 嘅 technique 啦，我都想 demonstrate 俾大家睇一睇嘅。咁呢啲咧都係之前一啲 past paper question，咁我 modify 咗少少啦。咁those questions looks very straightforward， 但係好多學生就係攞唔足分，係啦。咁所以我都想用呢一個 slide 咧，去同大家講一講when it comes to biology， 可能大家都想聽噶啦，就係究竟我點樣答題先至可以攞到 full mark。嗱，呢一個 sentence，I hope all of you will remember is when you answer bio question。This is my biggest advice, I would say. It sounds easy, but it's really helpful. 就係你要 assume 個 marker 係乜都唔識 ，OK 係乜都唔識。 最簡單，我哋睇下第一個 question 啦。Very simple question. Okay, let's say I extracted some enzymes from the pancreas and I place it in a 200 degrees Celsius solution and explain why it is not functioning. 咁啊，當然大家唔使即刻答我啦。咁可能你哋第一件事就係可能係好簡單啫 ，denature 咯。Yes, correct. But 3 marks. How can you get full 3 marks when you answer this like very simple question? 我都即刻諗denature, high temperature, so it's not functioning. Okay, that's good. You will have 1 mark only till this stage. 好啦，咁啊我都直接同你講啦。嗱，咁呢一個 question 咧，用翻我頭先教你嗰個 sentence， 記住你 assume 我乜都唔識。咁所以 first of all 你要講嗱 ，first of all, enzyme is protein in nature, correct? Enzyme is a protein because it's a biological catalyst. Because it is a protein， 因為我哋知道 denature 呢個字咧 ，most of the time are specifically for proteins, right？ 你唔會話個 carbohydrate denature。你唔會話個 lipid denature， 你唔會話 colon denature 嘛？你會話個 protein 會 denature 噶嘛 ？So that's why first of all, enzyme is protein, and that's why at high temperature it will denature. 未完，就算你寫到呢度咧 ，full stop 嘅話咧，都淨係得2分嘅啫。咁點攞最後嗰分咧？其實好簡單因為 denature 咗嘛 ，active site damage 啊 ，destroy 啊，係大家都諗到啦。未完 ，active site destroy 咗之後，咁佢仲可唔可以 bind to substrate 啊 ？bind 唔到啦 ，bind 唔到 substrate 就點啊？ form 唔到 enzyme substrate complex, and as a matter of fact, it is not functioning. 咁所以其實大家頭先聽到我講呢啲 answers 咧，it sounds easy, yes, but if you are able to write it out, that is the key. 咁所以我俾嘅 advice again, I emphasize and emphasize again. 你答題目嘅時候咧 ，you assume that the marker knows nothing. Just like regarding your writing the answers for your mom or writing for your father. Okay, how can you make sure she can understand? Assuming your mom is not a scientist, okay? 咁所以記住，你當我乜都唔識嘅時候咧，就 point by point 好清楚咁樣 present 出嚟咧，呢個係非常非常之緊要嘅。嗱，我哋再睇多個 example 啊，例如話第二個 question 咁樣啊。So why does your heartbeat rate increases during intense exercise? 咁啊，個個又覺得 it's so easy, Colin. Yes, it's actually something similar in the past paper question. 但係究竟我哋可以點樣 ensure 攞晒3分咧？我俾5秒鐘大家好快諗一諗。好啦，5 second pass fast。咁好多真係yes, a heartbeat faster, supply more oxygen 咯。咁啊 full stop 咁樣又係得1分。咁我哋點樣去攞足3分咧？所以第一件事嗱 ，again remember this, assume the marker knows nothing。咁所以你 define 啦during intense exercise 咁啊 muscle contraction 一定會點啊？一定會多咗啦 ，contraction 多咗啦 ，respiration 就會點啊？ respiration 就會多咗啦，所以 demand of oxygen 咧就會高咗啦。So your heart want to beat faster to supply more oxygen to the blood, to the muscles, to support respiration to produce more energy, right? Better, but still 仲爭1分。我成日都同學生 share 嘅，記住 oxygen and carbon dioxide, they are twins. So that's why you beat faster or why you breathe faster, because you want to provide more oxygen and at the same time to remove the excess carbon dioxide that is produced because it's a metabolic waste, correct? 咁所以你都想快啲整走呢啲 waste 咧 ，to make sure 咧佢哋都可以 remove out of the body during an intense exercise。咁所以 that's why 咁樣我哋先可以攞到3分啦。咁所以大家見到啦 ，heartbeat rate 好多學生我知道點樣寫啦，但係攞唔攞足滿分咧？呢個大家要 pay attention 啦。記住 define 咩叫 respiration 啦 ，increase oxygen supply and remove excess 嘅 CO2 produce。OK， 咁呢個就係 another illustration。嗱，我哋再 go 多個 example 啊。Why the blockage of coronary artery can cause a heart attack？ 呢個咧又係好經典、好 classic 嘅 past paper question， 基本上每2年、3年都一定會考噶啦。咁究竟我哋點樣答先可以攞足3分咧？咁可能好多學生講because if the blood vessel is blocked, it cannot supply the oxygen and the nutrients, and that's why you have a heart attack。咁 again 咁樣嘅情況之下咧，你又係攞到1到2分嘅啫。咁記住用翻我教你嗰個 advice。Just again, assume I know nothing about it。咁我點答啊？首先第一，如果首先你 define 啦coronary artery 咧就係個 blood vessel that is specifically delivering nutrients and oxygen to the cardiac muscle, right? And also remove the carbon dioxide as a waste. If this vessel or this artery is being blocked, as a matter of fact, oxygen and nutrients, or specifically glucose, cannot be supplied to the cardiac muscle, and they're not able to carry out respiration, and they're not able to produce energy for muscle contraction. And this will cause the cell death or the cardiac muscle cells to be dead, and then you have a heart attack. 所以 biology 好多時候覺得聽我講個答案咧，哦 ，it's so easy. Yes, when you listen to the answer, when you read the answers, it looks so easy. But the tricky part is if you are able to write them out, that is the most important part when it comes to biology 呢一個 subject. 所以大家記住 ，as my biggest takeaway， 答 bio 嘅題目一定要 step by step 好清楚，因為 A 所以 B， 因為 B 所以 C， 因為 C 所以 D。你越寫得清楚咧，其實 marker 俾分你嘅機會咧係越高嘅。即係我成日都同學生講 ，B markers friendly， 即係 marker 改你份卷、改你啲 essay 越順嘅話，咁我都越容易俾分你啦 ，right？ So that's why make sure when you answer the question， 唔好 assume 哎呀佢識㗎啦 ，no，just assume I know nothing。That's why 我頭先 mention 到 enzyme substrate complex。That's why I mentioned more oxygen and remove CO2，right？ They are twins, they are pairs。咁所以大家記住呢個係一個 advice。When it comes to answering these questions in the examination, OK？ 咁呢度一個 quick slide 啦，咁俾大家睇一睇一啲 keywords of these questions。其實考試咧，我哋 markers 咧都會 expect 你寫得呢啲 terms 咁先俾到分你嘅。OK？ 咁轉頭咧，大家如果對呢個 slide 有 interest， 即係都想 keep 個 copy 嘅話咧，你哋到時可以問翻Connie 啦，咁佢都可以俾翻個 copy 你哋嘅。OK？ 好啦，咁到另外一 part 啦，就係answering 咧 in key 即係 experiment 啦，因為咧其實咧大家會留意到咧 for Pearson Edexcel 咧，就算 paper 1、2咧，佢都會有一啲 experiment 嘅，一定會有。Speak of a side track， 大家記住嚇，唔好以為嗰啲 practical and the specification 咧，淨係 paper 3考 ，no，paper 1、2都會考，只不過 paper 3咧佢就再 dedicate 多一個 paper 咧，就齋考呢啲 practical， 但係 paper 1、2咧。都可以照出現嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以例如話呢個係 past paper crop 出嚟嘅，咁你見到啲 question 咧，佢成日都有呢啲 data 一啲 experiment 嘅，因為佢 unlike 其他 board 咧，其他 board 嘅 question 可能都比較 straightforward 嘅，即係好 theory based 嘅 ，describe the function、explain、compare and contrast、identify。但係 Edexcel 咧，佢好多呢啲我哋叫做 data response 嘅 questions， 即係佢俾啲 experiment， 即係少少似考 IELTS 咁樣，佢未必可能 involve 到好多 bio 嘅 knowledge， 但係佢想睇下你點樣去 analyse 啲 data。咁所以大家都要 pay attention on 呢啲 question， 因為呢個一定會考嘅 ，OK？ 咁所以其實咧喺 Edexcel Pearson 嚟講咧，佢經常有呢啲 question， 大家都要 pay attention。例如話 use the information in the table， 咁唔該大家一定要抄啲 information 啦。所以你會喺 marking scheme 嗰度咧見到有一分叫做 data manipulation。As long as you quote the data correctly， 你可能就已經攞到1分㗎啦。又係話 Pearson Edexcel咧，佢有時問你based on this experiment，comment on its validity，comment on its reliability。Do you think this experiment is reliable? Or what things can be done to improve the validity? What things can be done to improve the reliability? 呢啲都好常考嘅，所以記住大家都要溫熟呢啲我哋叫做 data response 嘅 question， 因為都真係幾常考嘅 ，OK？ 唔係幾常考，係一定會考嘅，係啦，我都寫包單係啦。Edexcel 咧，佢無論 paper 1、2定 4、5都好咧，佢都一定會 include 呢啲 experiment 咧，叫你去 analyse 啲 data。叫你去 comment 呢啲 validity、reliability，跟住再問你一啲 open-end 嘅 question 嘅。Because this is a very classic Edexcel papers，OK？ 咁所以大家要記住 take note on this one 啦。好啦，去到下一個 slide 啦。We're almost done. Hopefully your brain is still properly functioning and hopefully didn't bore you out。好啦，呢啲咧大家就可以陣間攞個手機影低就得㗎啦。呢啲咧就係我自己教咗咁多年咧，係 Edexcel Pearson paper 咧一定會重點考嘅 paper 嚟嘅。例如話 transport in human 咧。冇可能考嘅 ，transport human 同埋 CVD 即係 cardiovascular disease 咧，呢啲係好中意考嘅 topic 嚟嘅，咁所以大家一定要溫熟，呢啲係必出咁滯㗎啦。Carbohydrate 我頭先都 mention 到啦，佢每年都一定會問下你 beta glucose、alpha glucose structure differences、osmosis diffusion。It looks easy， 但係佢好中意有啲 practical 一啲 experiment setup 咧去考你呢啲 principle 嘅。咁inheritance 呢個佢都好中意考嘅，因為 unlike 其他嘅 examination board 咧。其實 Pearson Edexcel 咧，佢都會喺每一個 topic 度咧有一啲 case study 嘅。例如話 genetics and inheritance 呢一課咧，你哋要學一個病叫做 cystic fibrosis。咁 cystic fibrosis 呢個 case 係一個一定要學，係 included 你要識個 principle 嘅一個 case study 嚟嘅。咁佢都好中意問問下你啲 inheritance邊個 dominant 邊個 recessive 跟住問下你 CFTR 即係嗰個 protein that causes the problem of cystic fibrosis。咁當然咧，其實佢仲有好多嘅。咁大家記住要跟翻個 specification， 佢有啲 specific case study 咧，佢好中意抽翻嗰啲出嚟考嘅。咁 for A2 咧，其實 A2 就相對地咧冇咩特別嘅 trend 嘅。點解咧？首先第一 A2 咧 paper 5咧，我頭先講咗啦，有 scientific article 啦。咁但係 nervous coordination， 尤其是大家可以寫低 habituation， 好中意考 habituation。即係例如話大家都聽過 conditional for A2 嘅 student conditional reflex， 呢個係好 classic 嘅 experiment 嚟嘅。例如話有隻狗，嗰個 scientist 佢做咗啲咩嘢咧 ？habituation conditional reflex 咧，有隻狗啦，跟住佢每次咧俾嘢佢食咧就會叮叮叮叮叮有個 bell sound 啊。咁咧佢重複咗幾次之後咧，當佢就算唔攞個食物出嚟嘅時候，佢就咁 ring 個 bell 咧，個狗都已經開始流口水啦，因為 cause it assume that when there's bell it equals to food is available。咁呢個就係一個 manipulated 嘅一個 nervous coordination 嚟嘅。咁呢啲 experiment 咧，佢每2到3次嘅 session 咧都一定會考一次㗎啦。例如話對上一次我冇記錯，佢問蝸牛，即係例如話佢有個蝸牛啦，你篤佢個殼，跟住縮入去，好啦，跟住咧佢出咗嚟之後咧，你再篤，跟住出咗嚟你再篤，你再做多幾次之後咧，你再篤佢咧，佢唔縮入去㗎啦，佢已經慣咗啦。咁呢啲都係同 habituation 有關嘅嘢嚟嘅。所以咧其實大家記住 Pearson Edexcel 嘅卷咧，佢好中意攞呢啲 experiment 嚟考你嘅。佢就唔知其他 board 嗰啲咧好 straightforward 嘅 ，define blah 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 outline the whole cell division process，describe the structure of chromosome。有，但係Pearson Edexcel 咧都會有呢啲 practical 咧，好中意攞呢啲 experiment 嚟考你嘅。OK， 咁所以大家記住呢啲咧就係Edexcel 咧都好常考嘅 topic 嚟嘅。即係我教咗咁多年咧，我自己嘅睇法嚟嘅。好啦，咁到最後啦 ，OK，finally we came to the last slide。咁其實呢一個咧係before 個 workshop 之前咧都有好多學生都會成日問我嘅 question 嘅，就係 What is the differences between DSE and IAL Biology? If I'm doing DSE Biology, can I sit for the IAL Biology? 咁其實咧，我自己都簡單講一講呢兩個嘅 differences 啊。咁 first of all 咧 ，I would say DSE 成個 biology 嘅 curriculum 咧應該可以 cover 到 I would say 70% of 個 IAL Biology 嘅。Unlike chemistry 真係多好多嘢嘅，即係成個 DSE Chem 咧可能就係夠 cover 35到40% 嘅啫。但係 biology 咧好多嘢大家都 overlap 嘅 ，OK？ 咁咧佢會多咗幾個 topic， 咁我呢度都打咗出嚟啦。例如話 bio 好得意，係 Edexcel 先至會有嘅，就係 forensic science。你會學點樣驗屍睇佢生咗啲咩蟲咧，你就知道佢死咗幾耐即係呢個好得意，係 Pearson 先至有嘅。Respiration photosynthesis 大家都要學㗎啦，但係 Edexcel 咧會再學多少少 more in depth 嘅，即係例如話嗰個即係嗰個 light dependent reaction。咁咧Edexcel 咧佢會學埋 photosystem 1啦、photosystem 2啦、chemiosmosis 嘅。例如話 DNA 嗰度咧佢會學多少少，例如話 gene expression regulations 啦、local motions 啊、nerves 啊會再學 in depth 少少啦。climate change 嗱呢個好得意嘅，正常 DSE Bio 咧都好少問呢啲嘢嘅，因為都比較 straightforward、比較 common sense。但係 Edexcel 咧好中意考嘅，例如問下你有啲咩方法可以知道究竟 CO2 喺唔同嘅年份嘅 amount 係幾多啊？例如話 by studying the ice layer, you can actually tell how the temperature changes over these thousands and years and centuries。咁例如話 biomolecules 咧 ，carbohydrate 呢啲咧，其實大家都學差唔多一樣，但係都會學深少少嘅。咁所以 that's why as I said, DSE 咧其實都 cover 咗70% 嘅 IL 㗎啦，咁都係多少少嘅啫。You know when it comes to 突出嚟嘅 topic， 同埋 as I said 啦，佢比較多呢啲 case study 嘅，即係例如話 cystic fibrosis Parkinson disease MOTA drugs 即係呢啲例如話 statin warfarin drugs in the topic of transport in human。咁所以呢啲就係I would say it's unique to Edexcel。同埋 as I mentioned 啦 ，examination wise 咧，其實佢會有好多呢啲 data response 嘅 question， 即係叫你睇下啲 experiment，analyse 下啲 data，comment 下個 experiment 好定唔好啦，同埋仲有 practical 嘅 paper 啦。咁呢個就係我諗 DSE 同埋 IL 最大嘅 differences 啊。OK， 咁in general 咧如果大家都想了解多啲其實 Colin 我讀緊 DSE。我應唔應該考 IAL Biology 咧？咁你哋都可以 later today feel free to contact me if you have any further questions you would like to know on this part of the the perspective。係咯，咁pretty much that's everything。So I hope you find this talk helpful and useful。咁good luck for your exam。都希望咧大家都 stay safe 啦。咁希望嚟緊呢一年咧 COVID 咧都唔好再令個 exam 取消啦。希望佢都可以如期舉行啦。咁大家有啲咩 question 都可以 feel free to ask me。咁我都將個時間交翻俾阿 Connie 啦。Thank you very much。
唔該晒 Colin， 唔該晒真係好精彩同埋好緊湊嗰個內容。咁我希望大家都可以攞到一啲 ideas， 究竟呢一個 IAL Biology 裏邊其實有啲乜嘢要注意嘅地方。咁跟住落嚟咧，我都會有一啲嘅考試資訊啦，或者一啲fundamental 嘅一啲 information 都同大家 share 翻嘅。咁我相信其實大家同學我唔知道會唔會我已經決定要考 IAL 啦，或者係仲係15、16，究竟我應該準備 DSE 好定還是其他考試好咧？咁都可以同大家 refresh 下啦。咁究竟其實有啲乜嘢 advantage 去 take IAL 啦？咁呢個其實都係一個 問題，我諗想同大家去 share 嘅。咁 IL 咧，其實我哋有幾樣嘢可以幫到同學嘅，就係話我哋係按一個 modular base、modular approach。咁其實同學就係可以喺每一個 unit，頭先 Colin 有提過就係OK，我哋有6個 unit biology， 我哋喺每一個 unit 裏邊，同學都可以係 well prepared 咗啦，然後先至去考呢個試嘅。咁當然啦。仲有一科係我哋係要全部讀晒，我哋先可以考嗰個就係 law 啦。咁啊，呢一個係一個 benefit 啦，俾同學。可能有啲同學佢哋自己本身係一路要準備緊要去考 DSE， 但係 along the way 佢哋都希望有另外一個 pathway 係幫佢哋一個 backup 嘅。咁呢個就可以佢哋兼讀嘅時候都可以攞到呢個 advantage on a modular 咁樣去考咯。咁同埋因為 IL 咧，我哋一年咧係有3次考試嘅，咁就係1月啦、6月啦同埋10月嘅。咁下一次個考試，咁一陣間都會講，就係其實係嚟緊嘅1月，不過嗰個我哋報名已經 close 咗啦，即係個 deadline 咗啦。咁就下一次會係5、6月嗰個考試嘅。咁變咗同學亦都會有多啲嘅考試嘅 window 可以俾佢哋去 take 呢個考試啦，亦都可以。一路咁讀落去啦，就唔使話逼埋一齊去考好多個 units， 咁就會好多壓力咁咯。咁而IL 咧，其實係一個雖然我哋係 based on 一個 British education system 咁樣去 develop 嘅 curriculum 咯，但係其實我哋擺咗好多 international 嘅一啲元素落去，所以有 international 呢個元素喺裏邊。而我哋亦都喺世界 globally 嘅一啲 top university 都承認我哋呢一個 qualifications 嘅。咁當然啦，我哋亦都喺超過80個國家嘅同學一路每一年都考緊 IL 呢個考試嘅。大家都知道頭先 Colin 都講咗啦，咁但係因為 prepare 咗呢個 slide 啦，咁其實 IL 咧只係俾 international students 佢哋考嘅啫，即係話如果 UK 嘅同學咧，佢哋係唔會考 IL 嘅，佢哋係會考翻 GCE 嘅一個local exam 咁樣嘅，咁所以其實個元素咧就會比較更加國際化啲啦嚇，同埋同而家我哋比較 update 啲嘅內容咧係接軌咯，就唔會話我哋仲係讀翻一啲可能好 British base 嘅一啲 curriculum 咁樣。呢個係一個表啦，咁其實呢啲內容咧都係好似頭先 Colin 有提過，就喺我哋 qualification Pearson.com 裏邊都可以揾到嘅。咁大家可以好快咁望一望啦嚇，咁你哋會知道total units 有幾多？我要讀幾多先攞到 IS， 讀幾多先攞到個 IL 咁樣，呢度都有個表係cover 晒 most of the subjects 咯嚇，咁所以咧亦都唔會話顯示翻同學我究竟考咗幾多次，我先攞到呢個成績，我哋就唔會講你考第幾次嘅，喺你哋個 result statement 嗰度就唔會提嘅嚇，咁所以呢個大家都要留意翻，你哋點去分開去讀你哋嗰啲 units 咯。好，咁當然啦，我哋梗係好支持你哋繼續努力去 prepare 啦。咁有提過啦，我哋網站你可以 scan 呢個 QR code，咁就 instead of 你需要又打好多嘢啦，你 scan 呢個 QR code，咁其實就已經可以去到我哋個網站度攞到呢啲咁樣嘅一啲 support resources 啦 ，specification 啦，必讀啦，呢個係。咁另外我哋有啲 sample assessment material 啦 ，practical guide 啦。同埋 scheme of work 啦，咁其實都可以好詳細咁話俾你聽，其實成個 curriculum 佢裏邊係 cover 啲乜嘢，同埋你需要知道啲乜嘢咁樣嘅。頭先提過啦，就係雖然我哋一年有3次嘅考試啦，咁但係下一次嘅考試咧就係5、6月2021年嘅。咁其實而家開始去準備嘅考試都唔會太早噶啦，因為都就嚟11月啦。咁我哋係喺 HKDSE 啦，即係香港考評局啦，可以去報名考試啦。咁另外仲有另外一個 centre 可以報名考試啦。咁你哋都留意翻嗰個 deadline 係幾時可以去報名咁樣嘅。好，咁而家咧，我哋 open 個 floor 咧就俾同學你哋去問問題嚇，因為我相信頭先你哋聽咗 Colin 成個 session 之後，可能心目中都有啲問題想問翻嘅。咁你哋而家就可以 unmute 你個咪，或者喺個 chat box 嗰度打你哋嘅問題出嚟，咁然後咧就去問呢個問題咁樣咯。咁其他同學如果係暫時未有問題咧，就可以麻煩你哋幫我填一填呢一個 feedback form，因為呢個 feedback form 其實真係好重要嘅， 係會絕對我哋 based on 啲 feedback form 嘅 information 咧，去 plan 我哋嚟緊新嘅一啲 online 嘅一啲support 嘅一啲 workshop 啊，或者一啲 activity 啊咁樣嘅。咁啊，其實唔會阻你哋好多時間嘅啫。咁啊，大家可以 scan 咗你嘅 QR code，同我哋填一填個內容啦，同埋其實我哋都係 based on 第一擊嗰個 feedback form 裏邊咧，有啲同學同我哋講話，因為我哋第一次係冇 IAL Biology 呢科嘅。咁有啲同學佢哋都講我哋好想聽呢一科，咁所以我哋其實就 base on 咗上一次嗰個 feedback，然後我哋 organize 咗今次呢個 workshop 嘅，咁所以你哋嘅意見係非常之重要嘅。好，咁同學而家都可以唔使客氣喎，都可以 Colin 都喺度，咁可以問一啲問題係關於 IAL 呢一科嘅。
OK，咁我見到Aston Liu，咁佢喺個 chat box 度都問咗個 question，就係呢一個IEL 同埋 A-level 嘅 differences。咁其實頭先Connie 都 explain 咗㗎啦。咁其實佢冇 AL level 呢個 syllabus 嘅，咁其實佢有一個叫做 GCE A-level Edexcel。咁其實佢就分咗兩個 stream 出嚟嘅，一個就係 General Edexcel 啦，就係 for British 嘅 people 去 sit for the exam 嘅。So anywhere else non-British one will be sitting for the IAL。And as I mentioned, the major difference is it's not like the question approach, it's more like the grade boundary. 咁如果你係 sit for 個 IAL 嘅話咧，咁個 grade boundary 會高啲嘅，即係相對嚟，因為你個 competitors 你啲其他嘅 candidates 即係個 performance 都 in general 會好啲，咁所以可能你要高分啲咧，先至攞到 A star 嘅 range 嘅。Any more questions? You can ask me here or you can type on the chat room.
都可以盡量。
我想問下 ，sorry，
係
我想問下，可唔可以聽翻頭先，因為我遲咗參加入嚟，可唔可以聽翻頭先開始嘅時候嗰個前半部分？
係呢個咧，其實我哋一開始嗰陣時咧，我哋有提過呢個 section 係會 record 嘅，但係我哋唔會咁快擺到上網住，我哋大概要等1至2個月後，我哋先 upload 翻上我哋 website 度嘅。咁但係如果你好想知道個內容啦，咁因為呢個content 都係由呢個Colin 佢哋幫我哋去 organize 啦。咁我哋可以擺翻嗰個 website 落去個 chat box 度，你哋可以去聯絡翻TUTTEE Academy 去攞翻一啲資訊咯。
好啊，即係 include 呢個 PowerPoint 係咪
？PowerPoint 就其實 subject to 佢哋會唔會同你 share 噶啦，因為我哋之後個 recording 就會擺翻上網，到時都會有晒所有嘅聲啊，同埋個 PowerPoint 都會擺喺個網上邊咯。但係就要等少少時間咯。
好啊，即係有條 link 陣間你會 send 出嚟係咪？
條 link 係揾翻TUTTEE Academy 嗰個 content information。
好。
係啦，或者我可以而家都 share 佢哋嗰個，我可以 share 佢哋嗰個 content information， 變咗你哋都可以即刻揾到，即係有佢哋嘅 content information。
好，唔該晒。
睇唔睇到？就係呢個啦。
咦？睇唔到喎。
等先啊，應該。
你咪喺 chat box 嗰度 send 出嚟。
我喺個 screen 度。
我喺 screen 嗰度。
Colin， 你唔介意可唔可以打一打你哋嘅 website 落去個 chat box 度？咁 so that everybody can contact you。
唔該晒。
Further assist。
大家可以去翻呢個 website 嗰度，你哋再可以contact 我嘅，我個 contact 都喺個 website 嗰度上面嘅。咁個 slide 都冇問題嘅。My pleasure to share if you want to keep a copy。
Thank you。
仲有冇其他同學有問題咧？
好，咁我見到有個學生就 Form 5嗱，咁呢個咧其實一個好好嘅 question 嚟嘅。It's good to ask here from Lau。咁咧你而家就讀緊 Form 5啦。咁其實我自己 personal 嘅 advice 咧，我會睇幾個 perspective 嘅。第一就係你自己嘅 level 去到邊度，因為點解咧？一般即係我都有啲學生都係讀緊 local school 啦，咁佢哋就想自己讀 DSE 嘅同時咧，就再考 IAL。咁希望可以有多2個，可能多一個 examination qualification for university application 嘅。但係如果你係 Form 5嘅話咧，就有啲遲啦。因為點解咧 ？IAL 咧正常都要用1年半，就算最快都要1年半去 cover 嘅。咁我 assume 你而家開始，咁其實去到下年6月份，即係下年9月份，你都升 Form 6啊。 咁到時候咧，你又要 prepare 你嘅 DSE。咁所以根據我教咗咁多年嘅 experience 咧，好少學生咧係可以同一年嘅時間咧 handle both DSE 同埋 IAL 嘅。所以呢個第一，我覺得時間有啲緊。同埋第二咧就係會 crash 咗，因為點解咧？嗱，我當你考 DSE 同 IAL，我當你同一年考。咁你而家有 DSE 嘅 result， 你有 IAL 嘅 result。咁因為我假設你係報香港嘅大學嘅話，咁即係你 through JUPAS 啦。咁你 JUPAS 其實佢係睇你 DSE result 噶嘛。咁如果你用 IAL 咧，你就係 non-JUPAS 啊。咁所以其實到頭來咧，你都係要揀一個。咁所以其實我見唔到個 point，即係嗱，例如話你考 IAL 嘅，咁其實到時候你要想用 IAL 嘅 result 報咧，你就用 non-JUPAS 嘅咯。咁變相你嘅 DSE result 咧係冇作用嘅。咁所以 that's why 咧，其實如果你而家 Form 5先開始去準備嘅話咧，有啲遲。咁通常我自己學生嚟講，佢哋通常都係 Form 4、Form 5提早去 prepare 啦。或者有啲學生佢就係讀完 Form 6 touch wood，如果 DSE 考得唔好嘅，咁我都有好多學生咧，佢哋就用多1年嘅時間自己考翻個 IAL 咧，再去 apply for 個 university 嘅。咁所以呢個係我 general 嘅 advice。如果你話啊 Colin，我而家開始讀 IAL 嘅話咧，第一真係有啲緊，係啦，除咗 content 真係多好多嘢之外咧，因為我自己都教 Phy Chem Bio 嘅，咁其實你睇 chemistry 都係多好多嘅 content。咁所以如果你真係要揀咧，我會情願你揀一個。一係你就專心考 DSE， 一係咧你就專心考 IAL， 然後揀翻你 IAL 就用 non-JUPAS 去入啦 ，DSE 你咪揀翻 JUPAS 去入咯。咁所以呢個就係我自己 personal 嘅 advice 嚟嘅，係啦。你有啲咩 question 你都可以喺個 chat 嗰度打啦，或者你可以再personally contact me for additional questions。Anyone else？
Colin， 我都有少少follow-up questions about 你頭先啱答。咁即係話，如果呢一位同學佢而家淨係揀 IAL， 譬如當揀 IAL Biology， 咁其實頭先你有講過 DSE 已經 cover 咗大概70% of 嗰個 IAL 嘅 curriculum 啦嘛。咁所以即係話佢只不過係唔夠時間讀晒3科，但係如果佢讀其中一科，譬如當 Biology 咁，佢應該係夠時間，因為佢只係再要讀多大概30% 嘅 curriculum， 佢就可以 cover 到 IAL Biology， 係咪
？Yes, that's a very good point。咁都多謝阿 Connie 佢再 follow up 呢樣嘢嘅。咁但係其實我自己 point 就係，我當然支持你去，即係你話你想考多個 curriculum 咧，我係 support 嘅。但係個 major point 就係當然啦，如果你淨係考一科 bio 咁係唔夠噶嘛，因為你一係就用 IAL Phy Chem Bio 數咁樣最 classic 去報 university 啦，或者你就 DSE 咁最 classic 嗰幾個 subject 去報 university。所以其實如果佢淨係齋考，當然啦，如果你話我淨係考 biology 科，我絕對係覺得冇問題嘅，係有足夠嘅時間。但係如果你齋考咗 IAL biology 嘅話，咁其實係唔足夠噶嘛，即係你可能都要考埋 chem physics， 再用成個4個 subject， 即係加埋數咁樣去 apply for university 咯，係啦。所以呢個就係我嘅 answer 嚟嘅，即係你就算齋報 IAL biology 咧，就未足夠咯。係啦，我自己嘅 point 就係。
OK， 唔該晒 Colin。不過我哋都有好多 case 咧，我都想即係補充翻啦，因為我哋其實都有好多同學嘅 case 咧，佢哋就係佢哋想我哋所謂嘅買到一個保險，所以咧佢哋 along the side 都會讀 IAL 嘅。咁佢哋即係真係揀佢哋自己好中意嗰3科。就可能用自己嘅時間去讀，咁我哋亦都有啲 case 係試過同學係唔需要讀到 Form 6，佢 Form 5佢已經考到一個比較好嘅 IAL 嘅一個成績，然後佢就申請咗外國嘅大學，咁佢就去咗外國讀大學，就唔使再 spend 咗1年時間讀完個 Form 6喺香港 DSE。留翻喺香港咁樣咯 ，but of course 呢個係時間上面嘅 management 啦，即係當然每一個同學佢哋自己嗰個 learning pace 係唔同咁樣咯。好，咁啊 Colin 仲有第2個問題，佢話佢 start to study IAL 嘅 biology 喺 Form 4 start 嘅，咁佢應該係幾時去考？佢係咪應該要考 IGCSE biology？
Good question。咁 for Aston 嗰度先啦。咁其實如果你 Form 4想 start for biology 嘅話咧 ，that's a very good time。因為正如頭先 Connie 都講到啦，我都 mention 到啦。如果你係 Form 6去考 IAL 咧，就好麻煩，因為你要應付 DSE 同埋 IAL at the same time。咁所以好多學生通常都係 Form 4、Form 5考，或者考完 Form 6 DSE 再下年咧再考個 IAL 嘅。咁如果你 Form 4去考個 biology， 即係你 start 去 study for 個 biology 啦，我諗要睇你個 purposes。即係如果你話 Colin， 我最後都係想攞 IAL 嘅成績去報大學嘅，咁 there's no need to sit for the IGCSE examination，just fully focus for your IAL curriculum。咁如果你話其實 Colin， 我可能 Form 4讀完啦，咁我就想去轉英國去讀 A levels 啊， 或者轉香港嘅 A-level school 去讀 GCE 嘅話咧，咁咧你就要考 IGCSE 啦。咁所以答翻呢個 question 咧 ，depends on your plan. If you're just go ahead for university, then go ahead for IAL Bio. Just don't spend time for your IGCSE. But if you're just thinking of, I might consider to switch to A-level schools, whether it's in Hong Kong or UK, then you should sit for your IGCSE biology. And any more questions?
大家都可以隨便問問題喎。好，咁啊，大家喺度諗緊問題嘅當中咧，咁我又製咗另外一個 slide 出嚟啦。咁啊，我希望同學都可以 follow 我哋嘅 Facebook 啦，同埋 Instagram 啦。因為我哋咧有陣時考試咧有啲資訊咧，我哋可能有啲係好 last minute 嘅資訊，或者有啲乜嘢嘅活動咧，我哋都會喺我哋呢個 social media 平台嗰度會 announce 嘅嚇。尤其是有啲考試，可能有啲 last minute 嘅資訊，我哋會喺嗰度通知我哋嘅考生。咁所以咧就你哋如果係未 follow 我哋呢一個 post 嘅話，我都希望而家你哋 scan 嘅 QR code 去 follow 咗或者 like 我哋啦。咁變咗咧，以後咧你哋都唔會 miss 任何嘅一啲資訊嘅。咁大家仲有冇其他嘅問題？咁如果大家都冇其他好特別嘅問題咧，咁啊再一次好多謝大家嘅參與啦。咁今日咧就係我哋第二擊 online workshop 第二擊嘅最後一個 session。咁啊再一次好多謝 Colin 今日幫我哋做咗呢個 session 啦，好 informational 啦。咁同埋如果你哋真係有其他嘅問題，你哋想再聯絡翻 Colin 去再幫手嘅話咧，都可以聯絡佢嘅。咁如果大家都冇問題嘅話咧，咁就多謝大家嘅參與啦。咁
Sure，thank you。
係啦，多謝晒。咁希望如果你哋有一啲報名，譬如考試報名嘅一啲問題想問嘅時候咧，都可以聯絡翻香港考評局啦。咁佢哋都會有一啲專線咧去答翻一啲國際考試嘅一啲 inquiry 嘅。咁如果大家都真係再冇問題嘅話咧，就多謝大家。咁大家都等我哋好，希望好快可以 upload 到呢一個 session。咁多謝晒大家，好，拜拜。唔該晒 Colin，thank you。